Hey everyone, here's your weekly market outlook for the 6th of October 2025. And let's take a look at the fundamental fronts first. And obviously, key story, US government shutdown. We're not getting a lot of these numbers from the US economy. Obviously, pending when the government reopens, we just don't know when the labor data is actually going to be released. It wasn't released last week. And if we take a look at the calendars here this week, it is currently scheduled for the 10th of October. Again, it is tentative. We just don't know when the market is actually, the US government is going to reopen. When they do reopen, then we are going to get the labor data that was supposed to be released last week. Now, if we take a look at last week's number, we still get the JOLTS job opening numbers there. It was actually a lot better. The private NFP, though, from ADP, this one here was very, very bad. It was negative 32,000. So is it a good indication of what the BLS is going to be releasing? I don't think this is a good indication as it is. Okay. All right. This week, we're still going to get our FOMC meeting minutes. That's still going to be published. And we're also still going to be getting the Michigan consumer sentiment. Again, those are very different. The FOMC is still operating, even though the government is shutting down. The government has shut down in the U.S. And for the Michigan consumer sentiment, that was released by the University of Michigan. So again, it's not really government or anything like that. So we're still going to get those numbers there. That will be on Saturday if you are in Australia. Otherwise, it'll be on a Friday if you're in the U.S. All right. Other than that, labor numbers that was currently scheduled for Friday on 10th, again, that's tentative. It's more or less a placeholder for the market there. All right, Australian market is closed today, and the Chinese market is still closed, observing the Golden Week holidays in China there, so a little bit quiet on that front in terms of the Asian market. And in terms of interest rate decision, RBNZ is likely going to be cutting by 25 basis points this Wednesday, so keep an eye out on that one there. Yeah, but other than that, the unemployment claims and the labor numbers that's currently scheduled for the 9th and the 10th, those are again tentative on when the US government reopens. All right. Let's take a look at the currency market here. Very, very flat. There's actually not a lot to talk about. With the US government shutdown here, the dollar itself is actually pretty stable this point in time. Now, if we take a look at the movement here on the Aussie USD, this is still range bound, 65, 67. That is the range, and that will likely be the range until the US government reopens. And even then, we're still expecting the range to still be in play here between 65 and 67 cents. For the Aussies, the euro is currently stuck here between that order blocks that we have there. So we do have a little bit of a floor at 1.1650. In terms of resistance, we've got 1.1850. That's about 2 cents range there. Very similar to the Aussies here. Those are likely going to be the range we're anticipating for the Euro USD to move in. This is still going to be in a range bound market condition, considering that the RSI is actually pretty flat at 50. Sterling, very similar situation here. This one here is a much tighter range here. We're currently looking at 1.34 to 1.35, and until price gets out of that range, if it doesn't close above 1.35, then I don't think a lot of long traders are going to be in the market, and short traders are still waiting for that break below 1.34. Again, the RSI is very neutral at 50 here. Price is also inside the Ichimoku cloud, so a lot of caution on trading the sterling here. All right. This week, I think all attentions are going to be on the yen. This is on the back of the newly elected prime minister, which is also going to be the first female prime minister in Japan's history. Takeuchi won the election, and she is an economic dove, very hawkish in terms of political stance, but when it comes to the economy, she's more on the Shinzo Abe language here in terms of tackling economy. So yeah, pro-stimulus, pro-tax cut, pro-low interest rates. So she would probably go against the Bank of Japan in terms of hiking interest rates. And also with more stimulus expected, this is likely going to keep the Japanese yen weaker, and we've already been looking at a little bit of an inflow into that carry trade to start to pick up as well. You can see that jump here from Friday's close there from 147 to just above 149.50, about 2 yen jump there, and at time for quoting it is at about 150. We're just waiting for that 151 to be broken. If 151 is taken out this week, then yes, I think there's going to be a lot of inflow for carry traders coming back into the yen crosses. So this is more or less something to watch out for. I think we're looking at a very pivotal point for the Japanese economy as well as the Japanese yen itself. So yeah, a lot of attentions are going to shift away from whatever Trump has been doing in 2025 back to the yen crosses this time around. So those are basically the market moving stuff that we're going to be looking at. I think we're probably going to be looking at a very tight range, major currencies against the US dollar, but against the Japanese yen, I think we're going to see a lot of volatility. All right, so with that, good luck to trades for this week, and I'll see you soon.